Okay, welcome to another part of my World Cup preview series. We have now arrived at Group B. Let's look at the main team at Group B first, which is Argentina. The other groups in team, of course, are South Korea, Greece, and Nigeria. But Argentina should be considered the favorite for this group, no doubt. Well, Argentina, of course. I mean, what would a World Cup be without Argentina? Two times champion, last time in 1986, with Diego Armando Maradona as their main player, and he is now the coach. Is that a good thing or not? Well, it depends on who you ask. I'm sure people are very excited around the world that he's there at the World Cup, such a major soccer icon. And I think Argentinian people are generally excited to have him part of the national team again. But as a coach, yeah, he hasn't really performed exceptionally well so far. Argentina, as we know, had a lot of trouble qualifying. They came in fourth in the South American qualifying league, barely ahead of Uruguay, and which is kind of unorthodox because in the past few decades, Argentina have always qualified quite comfortably ever since they got this whole league going where all teams in South America simply play each other for the qualifying. Argentina has usually been winning the league, and Brazil has had more trouble qualifying, but usually the actual tournament Brazil would be outperform Argentina. So maybe this time around it's the other way around. Who knows? Well, the important thing is they did qualify. But yeah, let's look at the squad. I mean, of course, their attack is insane. I mean, look at it. You have Gonzalo Higuain of Real Madrid, Lionel Messi of Barcelona, probably best player in the world right now. Carlos Tevez, Sergio Aguero, Diego Milito, who scored 2 goals in the Champions League final. And yeah, I think their attack is second to none. Not even Brazil has this type of strength going forward. Really, it's a nightmare for every defense looking at it on paper. Having said that, in qualifying, they didn't actually score a lot. They scored 23 goals in 18 games. Now that's not a lot. That's a little more than 1 goal per game. With these forwards, you would expect something more. So yeah, there's been quite a bit of criticism on Maradona because of this. And for example, Lionel Messi hasn't been playing up to his usual level. I mean, the Messi for Argentina hasn't been the Messi for Barcelona. I mean, what he has done for Barcelona in the Spanish league and the Champions League has often been, off the wall. But for Argentina, it has been a lot less impressive, which is slightly worrying going into this World Cup. But who knows? He could turn it around. Yeah, I think the main problem going forward is, of course, not so much whether they have good players, but can they play together and be as good and as efficient as possible? Messi, Tevez, Aguero, are these guys that fit nicely together in the same team? I don't know. I mean, my guess is that Aguero and Tevez are very dominant players. They want every ball. They really go for it. And Messi, I think, at Barcelona is really the main man who they always try to find Messi. But with the national team, it's slightly different. You got other players who want to show everybody how good they are. And then maybe Messi, the focus is less on Messi in the Argentine national team, or it has been that way anyway. And Messi is, of course, kind of a modest guy. He's not really a loudmouth, a macho guy, quite a different type from Carlos Tevez. So yeah, that might be a problem, but in this group, that shouldn't be a problem at all. I mean, they should get through this group. I'll give you my final prediction later, but yeah, should be no worries really. Now looking at the midfield, I mean, they have Angel Di Maria of Benfica, who's young up-and-coming talent. Juan Sebastian Veron, who was of course already there in 1998. He's 35 by now, but yeah, still a good player. They have Maxi Rodriguez of Liverpool and Javier Mascherano of Liverpool. Needless to say, they have an excellent midfield. One player is missing though, which is Esteban Cambiaso, a great defensive midfielder for Internazionale, who won the Champions League, but for some reason Maradona has left him out, along with his teammate Javier Zanetti, who has been excellent for Inter and has always been very consistent and solid for Argentina, but he too was left out for some reason, and people are kind of surprised about his selection when it comes to the squad, and Maradona surprised people when it comes to selecting people pretty much since he's been the coach. I mean, he's used up a lot of players from the Argentinian league as well, in qualifying, in friendlies, you name it, and so people are kind of questioning, does he know what he's doing? And of course, some major players are missing, partially because Maradona is doing his own thing, but also partially because they have so many great players. I mean, Lisandro Lopez of Olympique Lyon, I think it's a great striker. He's not in the team. Fernando Gago, Real Madrid, he's not in the team. Cambiaso, Zanetti, like we said, they're not in the team. Some pretty major players, I would say. But still, I mean, even without those players, the midfield looks good and the attack looks excellent. And looking at the defense, probably they're going to play with Samuel of Inter Milan, Internazionale, whatever you want to call them, Gabriel Heinz of Marseille, and De Michelis of Bayern Munich. One thing that's striking is that all of these players are rather oldish, and they're also not really the most athletic and fast players the world's ever seen. Especially Samuel and De Michelis. If you play close to your own goal, physically very strong, very focused, very tough, very good defenders, but if Argentina gets to play with a lot of space behind the defense and some fast players coming at them, are these guys the best defenders in the world? I have my doubts about that. So I think defensively, the maneuverability and speed and agility and athleticism of the defense is a question mark, if you ask me. And the goalkeeper Sergio Romero has been at AZ for a few years in Holland, a very talented goalkeeper, but not quite as consistent as maybe he should be. He'll probably be the starter, but he's not world class yet. He can become world class within a few years, but he's only 23. So far, he isn't there yet. But I think those are the worries for Argentina. Really, can they get the attack to realize their full potential? And is the defense, perhaps, when it comes to speed, especially, and maneuverability, are they the best? I'm not so sure. And the goalkeeper, but really Argentina's never really had the best goalkeeper in the world. They've always been decent, but not really world class. So who knows? But I think for this group, this is more than enough, more than what they need in terms of quality to get through. But there are some issues that might cause them problems later in the tournament. But we'll see how they'll do. Anyway, that's it for my brief analysis of the Argentinian team. So we'll now move on to the next video, and we'll be talking about Nigeria in that. All right, thank you.